The key card worked on the first try. The door unlocked with a soft click that barely echoed in the hallway. Adrian stepped inside and stopped. The room felt smaller than memory allowed. Same narrow desk, same patterned carpet, same window facing the street where headlights slid past in slow lines of light. He hadn't chosen this hotel on purpose, it was simply available. But standing there now, something pressed against his chest, quiet but firm. 10 years earlier, he had stood in this same spot with a bag at his feet and a decision waiting to be made before morning. He hadn't made it. He set his suitcase down gently, as if sound might disturb something fragile. The air smelled faintly stale, untouched by time. Adrian moved toward the desk and ran his fingers across the surface. A shallow groove caught his skin. He remembered it instantly. A pen pressed too hard, a sentence rewritten again and again, never finished. Outside, a horn sounded, then faded. Inside, the room stayed still. The lamp sat exactly where it had been. The chair remained slightly angled away from the desk. Nothing here had moved on without him. Adrian sat on the edge of the bed and stared at the opposite wall. Silence settled around him, heavier than expected. He noticed small details he didn't remember noticing before. The uneven curtain hem, a faint stain near the ceiling, the way the light refused to reach the far corner of the room. He crossed to the window and looked down. The street was louder now, brighter, but the movement felt familiar. Years ago, he had watched the same kind of traffic from this window, telling himself leaving was responsible, that staying would complicate things, that there would be another chance. He pulled his phone from his pocket, glanced at it, then placed it face down on the bed. This room didn't require reminders. From his suitcase, he removed a notebook. The pages were mostly blank. He placed it on the desk, aligning it carefully with the edge. His hand hovered above the paper. The pen felt heavier than he expected. He waited, unsure what for. Nothing happened. Still, the air felt charged, as if the room itself was aware of the delay. He sat down slowly, the chair creaking beneath him, and stared at the empty page. Let silence do the work. Sleep didn't come easily. Adrian lay awake, listening to the muted sounds of the building, the distant elevator, a door closing somewhere down the hall, footsteps that paused and then continued. He sat up and turned on the lamp. The light felt harsher than he expected. He opened the notebook and began writing, not carefully, not perfectly, just honestly. The words came slower than he remembered, but they came. He wrote until his hand ached, until the page filled with sentences he never allowed himself to finish before. Near morning, he stopped and closed the notebook. The room felt different then. Not lighter, but quieter, like something had finally been acknowledged. When daylight crept through the curtains, Adrian stood, packed his things, and paused one last time in the doorway. The room looked ordinary again, just walls, just furniture, just a place people passed through. He slid the key card onto the desk instead of the tray. The door closed behind him without ceremony. The hallway stretched forward, unfamiliar and new. Adrian walked away without looking back, carrying nothing extra, leaving behind the version of himself that had waited too long.